Welcome. My name is Doug, and I've spent the last 20 years specializing in personal productivity learning. Priority mapping has surfaced as a really useful best practice that makes a huge difference, yet often is overlooked. To start with, imagine it's 1 year from today and you've just had an awesome year. You're making a difference, you're growing, and you're opening doors for future opportunity. Achieving these results means putting time into strategic priorities, our own learning, developing others, stretch projects, innovation, things like that. Yet, bringing long term strategy into day to day action is a huge challenge because more than ever, we have a non stop stream of immediate, urgent demands to handle and constant change. And it becomes really, really easy for our strategic priorities to stay on the back burner. Priority mapping is a bridge to help us overcome these challenges and bring long term strategy into short term action. It's not long term planning, it's not daily, weekly planning either. It's an often ignored middle ground of intermediate planning. It's best done monthly or bi monthly and has three main components. First off, 15 to 30 minutes of stepping back, thinking, and answering the question, in order for me to make this an awesome year, what do I need to make happen the month ahead? The second component is using a tool that captures this thinking, makes it clear, and keeps it in sight and in mind. Just like a roadmap, it helps us easily see where we are, where we want to go, and what the next few streets will be. Third, and maybe most important, is a short and sweet aligning conversation with our leader, double checking that we're on the same page. I call this planning aligning the missing link because most individuals and teams are not doing this as fully or as consistently as they could. It's been my observation that the busier we get and the faster things change, the more we tend to skip over planning in general. Yet this is when it's even more important to do the planning. And yes, I do get enthusiastic about this because when people do this planning, it ends up making a big difference. So to start with, instead of letting change sneak up on us, this monthly reflection prompts us to proactively, thoughtfully consider what's changing and how do I best adjust for this. So we become better at managing change and staying agile, and our yearly performance plans stay relevant and alive. Let's also consider attention. Companies spend billions of dollars a year on advertising because they understand the power of attention. For most of us, it's our email and various immediate demands that get by far most of our attention, while our longer term yearly goals are typically kept out of sight, out of mind. People often tell me they can't remember the last time they looked at their yearly goals. And as a result, many of our choices, the things we say yes to, are made without a full awareness of the strategic priorities we are now saying no to. Having this priority map in front of us engineers our attention. It keeps our most important priorities in sight and in mind. And as a result, some choices we make will be different. Almost everything seems important in the moment, and when we don't have the priority map to make this comparison, it's just way too easy to default to yes. Clarity is also key. Many of our strategic priorities are large in scope, and there are a lot of them. It gets very, very difficult to look at big picture yearly plans and then zero in on the top two or three next steps for the week ahead. Yet, if we don't know that specific next step, something that we could fit into today, then we're uncertain. We get stuck. And these strategic priorities tend to stay on the back burner yet again. When we create the priority map, we're identifying our top priorities and then breaking them down into more manageable, more specific monthly objectives. And now that these are in place, it becomes a lot easier to break these down into bite-sized weekly, daily next step. Last, maybe most important, alignment with our leader. It's a bigger deal than most people realize. We might speak with our leader quite often, yet most of these conversations tend to be about the issue of the day, and strategy-focused conversations are often sporadic. This is an issue because when we're not certain, when we're not confident we're aligned, we're less committed, we second guess ourselves, and we allow other things to pull us off track more than they should. Taking just a little time to align with our leader more frequently builds commitment and reduces the stress and uncertainty of change. And using a clear visual tool like the priority map makes this easy. So a huge thanks for your time, and I would recommend you also check out the video on time blocking. It becomes very key to making all of this happen. Take care, have an awesome day.